Hello friends, let's take a look at Ethereum together. Starting off here, and I've got the weekly time frame up because I left off the Bitcoin video with the weekly time frame on there. And you know what? It's hard to see anything because we're too zoomed out. But just kind of bring it up and let's just ditch the oscillators for now and take a look at where we are. Well, so far overall, we've just been kind of straddling around here in this box of rectangularness. Actually, I'm going to get off the weekly chart here. There's not too much to be learned overall. You know, you had your highs, low, high. Could this be the low, and then can we go on to make another high up here is what you'd be asking, or indeed is this not actually the low yet, and are we yet to put in the weekly low? That's really all there is to be sort of speculated upon on that time frame. So here we are in the wrecking rectangle of wrecking. We put a line on here yesterday at the sort of 241 area. We saw the prices go up towards the 248 or so. I think I said 248, you know, in terms of where you could see prices action coming in one of the recent videos for sure. And then since then we've seen the prices turn around and drop back down again. And where have they gone to? Well, they've come right down to this line here at 237. 237 you see here, 237 where this line is. These haven't moved. They've been on the charts for ages. And so we're doing a little dynamic here where on the one hand we've broken out of a downward parallel channel. Then we've moved back up into the overall bigger parallel channel towards the upside. This guy, and we found ourselves in the rectangle top area again, asking a couple of questions such as: will we be able to put in a higher high and challenge the top end of this, or will we fail at doing a higher high and then just actually have a high, a low somewhere, a lower high, a low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, etc., etc., etc. And then how would it respond around the 241 pricing? Now, of course, I did mention that the 241 was fun in the past to buy Bitcoin at, but it also offers up a decent enough opportunity for managing your risk at the minute, you know, in terms of shorts and long sides. And this rectangle here is going to be the reckoning of the wrecking rectangle rec box. So look out for that, you know, in general. And of course, if the prices don't stay above this 237 mark, then we can, of course, expect them to come back down into our pal Donatelli's. Are we faking out or breaking out wrecked box zone of tragedy? So you know, be aware of that. Of course, on the way down, you've got several targets such as the 225. 223, I suppose, 222 and all that, 220 itself. This line, this sloping downwards line, would maybe have a dynamic in there at some point. But then down here towards the 215, where we have the 236 of the Fibonacci retracement drawn in at, of course, would be your targets to be looking out for on that front. Things have been kind of going along, ticking along, going along the plan. I hope you've been using this line here, the 241, for managing risk. If you did and you got in there at 241 and decided to get out at 248 again or something like that, because of course, looking at here and saying this would obviously be a profit taking line, what would it be in the previous high? And then the prices came back down to 241, and then you thought to yourself, you know what, I'm going to go short here at 241 and I'm going to carry that down to the upward sloping line here at 237. Then well done to you. Then what can I say? That's all been absolutely amazing trading. If, on the other hand, you were just kind of getting in long here from his jump up towards this on this breakup move past the 230 area, and you're holding on to longs, and beware, of these zones and how this could work and where the profit taking would be. And indeed, if you went long up here above 241, then will be you. You missed out on just like bearing in mind these typical areas for a bit of inflection in the market. And then if you went long at 249, then you're crazy for doing such things like that. Need to wait for confirmation and for breakouts. Closes up above this area here on a decent enough time frame. You'd be looking for going down to 4 hour. Was there 4 hour closes up here that could have tempted people in? Well, possibly up in this up here, but not really. No, not really. Looking to the left here, you see 248 there. See that there's just been wickages in this and this. Let's go down to 3 hour time frame. 3 hour time frame got something on it there. 248. Yeah, so maybe you were looking at it in this point here and thinking that you'd get some sort of price action, but then looking over to the left and it just shat its pants. Not a big shock. Bring up the oscillators at this point here. looking along overall. So, we've come in here and managed to sit in a higher high over this high here, you could say, and it's been bearishly divergent. The two of them overall being lower than this area over here, and having put in higher highs on this thing. If this overall turns out to be a downward trend, then you're just adding to the case for potential hidden bearish divergence there on that front. So be careful. Look out for the Hey Pal zone. Look out for the areas which are obviously going to offer up resistance. Profit taking lines, for instance, the previous highs in there at 249, let's call it. The top of this rectangle area at 252, let's call it, and then beyond or whatever. There's plenty of stuff to be looking at up there on this one. And what have we got here anyway? Need to see closes above 238 on 4 hour and then say 240 on the daily, or else maybe we're still in the same range bound area. Fake outs to breakouts, 250 topside profit taking target, 230 downside just to stay within touching distance of higher targets. Looking to Hey Pal zone thereafter. Well, there's our broader speaking stuff there, really. That's broader speaking. Everything that I've talked about so far really has been the nuances in between those areas. So that's everything covered. Okay, feel satisfied that we can leave off this episode at that. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Catch you in the next episode. This has been Ethereum. I've been Rocky Outcrop. Do these videos every single day. Sometimes, they're twice, 3 times, 4 times the length of this one with a lot more detail in them. But we're having a quick day today because we deserve it. That's right, we deserve it. Catch you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do hope you choose to subscribe. We do these videos every day after all. Catch you next time.